Good morning. I forgot something. Good morning. So I hope you guys can hear me. I wanted to jump on here because I just got off the phone with one of our reps up there. And so I want to kind of touch base about, what's going on up there, what our moves are, and we have to act quickly. And so part of this is, there's a lot of celebrating going on up there. Like they did us a solid. They did not do us a solid. And so we cannot fall for that. This is an information war that we're facing right now where we have, the Republican senators that are saying that they compromise for the greater good of our rights really isn't the case. And we have to call it what it is. It was a compromise. It sold us out. They're saying, well, at least with, adults 18 to 21 can still buy a firearm. Well, there was a ruling the other day coming out of a different court that said that was unconstitutional. So we already have these things that are going into place. Hawaii's fighting the preemption law. So all these things are already being challenged in other parts of the country. And so we can't get behind the fact that they compromised to give us what's left of 2005. I'm not going to accept that. We're not the problem here. And we supported them because we needed solutions up there. And you were gone for 6 weeks. You came back, 2 weeks early. And now look what we have. And so now we have to change up our tactics. And so now we have to do something different. And so that's kind of where I'm at we're done. We're done playing Mr. Nice Guy and Gal. We're going to have to knuckle up and we're going to have to get firm and strong and stand together because that's the only way we're going to get through this. And this is the only way we're going to weather this storm is we have to let the House Republicans know that we support them and we want them to walk. That's the message that I have for you guys today. And that's coming from somebody inside the building. This is our move to make is we have to support them because the House Republicans have to know that we're going to have their backs in 2024. Okay. So that would be my message for you guys today. If you guys can hear this and if you guys are paying attention, let me know, like, comment, that's what gets this thing out. But that's kind of where we're at. We have to email House Republicans today and let them know that we're going to support them if they do the right thing and deny quorum. That's the only way we stop this. And so this is the information I have and I've got from people up there that I trust. And so this is what I'm going to give to you. And so this is the move that I'm going to make. And so I'm hoping that we can get enough people behind it. And because we have to deny quorum, this is not something we're going to celebrate. We're not going to celebrate a quote unquote ghost gun ban, which, basically criminalizes us the ability for us to build our own guns, right? Which is completely legal under federal law to do. And so, that's the thing that we have to be aware of here is they're playing fast and loose when it comes to politics. And they think we're not going to be paying attention. But my message to House Republicans and House senators or the senators up that are Republicans is we're awake, we're paying attention, and we are going to scrutinize your decision making up there. And if you're not going to do what we need to do, then we're going to take our chances in 2024 and get somebody else. So yes, Lonnie, I'll put all that stuff in here. I will put that in there so you guys can kind of see what I see. And I'll make it as easy as I can for you. So I'll put everything there. If you have a House Republican and you're in their district, email them, say I'm one of your constituents. It's going to mean more coming from your voice as one of their constituents. Obviously, be respectful, but be firm. Let them know that you've been very active in this process. And so that's kind of where we're at is we have to make sure that they know that there is going to be consequences for no action. Okay. No action here is unacceptable because what that does is that saddles us with further litigation because this is going to go to court. Okay. So it saddles the state with further burden, also makes all of us criminals, right? For doing something we enjoy to do, which is customizing a firearm. That's all it is customization. Okay. And so we're going to stand together, united, and we're going to use this platform for good, and we're going to push this stuff back. There's no reason for them to come back 2 weeks early to give us this, and then start celebrating like they saved the day. They did not save the day here. They gave the Democrats what they wanted. And I try not to get partisan here. I really don't want to be partisan, but I mean the facts are the facts here. And I'm not living under any kind of illusion that that's not what it is. So the best thing that we can do is to make sure that we call, email, have our voices be heard, tell them to be firm, right? We got your back. We have your back if you have ours. And what I mean by that is if you deny quorum, we're going to have your back in 2024. We're going to celebrate those House Republicans that held the line for us, and we're going to help them keep their seats in 2024. That's what I'm going to tell them. And so I'm going to do my part, as long as you will do your part as well. We're not going to forget this stuff. And so, we're going to keep a record of who was good, who was not good. The people that were not good, they should be gone. And the way I look at it, right, is it doesn't matter if you're right or left in this situation. If you're going to support Republicans, that's fine. The problem is at face value, I'd rather know who I'm dealing with. Okay. And I've had a couple things today where people have kind of pushed back on me up there with some of my questions. And they said, well, we can't afford to lose because it's going to be more Democrats that are going to win in 2024. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll take my chances in 2024 with Democrats. At least I know at the end of the day how they're going to vote. I know what I'm going to face if we lose seats. I'm not going to have some illusion that somebody's going to be up there is going to save the day for me, and then they're going to compromise in the 11th hour and give me snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. You know what I mean? It's just it's unreal, and so that's why my language is a little bit different today. I'm a little hyped up. Just because this is something that's important to me. And I felt like we were on the right track. We were on a path to have no new gun control laws in this session. We were on track for that. And, it changed within 24 to 48 hours. And now look at this. Now we have the other side saying that this is going to do everything. So what it's going to do is it's a Class A misdemeanor for you to assemble your own firearm, which you can legally do right now. Also, it talks about transferring. If I ever have to sell the gun, I have to put a serial number on the gun. Yada yada yada. At the end of the day, it's a feel-good measure. Will do nothing to save lives. This is a dog and pony show, and you have to see it for what it is. This is something they've been trying to do all over the country. This is outside money. They, in their own press release, which I just put up a little bit ago, it talks about. It cites Everytown, right? So Everytown is now a subject matter expert, and they make their own data, and now it's quoted like it's the gospel, and it's not the gospel. It's totally inflated. It's totally made up numbers that is put into these press releases, and that's where I have a problem with, because now it's giving these people legitimacy, and they don't have legitimacy. They are shills. That's what they are, and. I apologize if some of this stuff is a little inflammatory, because I'm not trying to be inflammatory. I'm just trying to get people to wake up and see, how I hope there's a sense of urgency. I guess that's where I would go with this. Is I try to be very diplomatic. I try to be very positive. I try to be upbeat. But in this situation, I feel betrayed, and I feel that all the work that we did to get to this point, like we wrote letters, we submitted testimony, we went to Salem, we went to the hearings, we did everything that we were supposed to do to be engaged when it comes to civics and exercise our voices and awaken this sleeping dragon. And I felt like we've done a really, really good job, and we've done everything. We've done our part, right? And our part was satisfied. We just needed the Republicans in the Senate to do their part, and their part was to just stay gone until this whole thing was adjourned. I mean, that's what we really, really needed, and that's what I was counting on. That's why there's been a lot of stuff that I didn't publicize, because I was trying to play nice, and I was trying to play politics like everybody else is playing politics. And at that point, I'm done playing nice. I mean, at this point, we have to stand strong. We have to stand together, and we have to understand this is the move that we have to make. It's my hope. I'll put the leadership. We have Vicky Breeze. She's the one that's going to run. She's a Senate House minority leader, and she's the one that's going to run the caucus. So really, we should be emailing her as well and let her know where we stand. And so that's right here. Yeah, we don't even have to recall them. Let's just replace them. That's the thing, is let's not spend energy on recalls, because let's just replace them. And um let's not waste energy here. If we're going to waste energy on recalls, we should do it on for like the attorney general, stuff like that. This one, I have a few that I trust, and the ones I've spoken with this morning I trust, and so that's why I'm giving you this information. Is this is kind of a generalization. I know there. I mean, it is politics. It is a game. It is a give and take in the situation. But at the point where we're in a position where we can no longer give, we've given all we can give, and so that's why I do not feel comfortable with any more compromise, because it's never going to be enough. And that's what people need to understand is, this year it's the quote unquote ghost gun. I hate that term. Okay. It's a gun, a home built gun. This year it's home built guns. Next, it's going to be a shotgun. Next, it's going to be a hunting rifle. Next, it's going to be a handgun for self defense. I mean, it's going to just continue to take until we say no. Okay. I don't know if you follow what FPC puts out. They say F you, no. Right now, that's kind of the way I feel. F you, no. But I'm going to be a little bit more PC than that. But it's like, that's what we have to understand, is we all have to come together as 2A people. Okay. This is something that, we're not gonna win big term, big picture, long term, if we do not come together under this situation, right? You might not build guns at home. I totally get it. I respect that, but in this situation, I need you to see how this has an impact on our 2A as a whole, and so. And once they establish this, and then that doesn't work, then there's going to be a call next year. They're going to have something that comes from Everytown, because Everytown is what funds all these politicians. And then it's going to be this, and then it's going to be that, until there's literally nothing left. Okay, flat out. Until they say, oh, all of you that register your guns under Measure 114, hypothetically, if it goes into effect, we're going to need you to turn those in, because we know where they're kept. I mean, that's what it comes down to. I have a friend, and I need to get her on for a listen and learn, in Connecticut. They are talking about going door to door to collect their firearms. Literally happening right now in Connecticut. So, if you don't think it can't happen here, it most certainly can. And the way it starts is by compromise. Yeah, we'll just give you this. We'll just turn in that. We'll just quit doing that. We'll just criminalize that. And then it'll never be enough, because it'll never stop the problem, because it doesn't focus on the right part of our society that are committing these gun crimes. It focuses on you. And they know that you're going to toe the line and be law abiding, because that's who you are. And that's why they bank on this stuff. And so, this is why we have to make this move. And so, this is death by 1,000 paper cuts. It's all it is. And so, this is kind of where we're at, and so there's ones I do trust. So okay, let me start highlighting this stuff. So, oops. Nope, sorry. Give me 1 second. Let me find the comment. I'm trying to highlight it. is so there's a guy in the chat. His name's Virgil Osborne. He's out of Roseburg. He's a representative. He's one I trust, and so he's on our side. He's trying to help us with the situation, and so this is the one. This is the comment. So we need to circle the wagons around him and good other reps that are up there trying to do the work. But at this point, we have to let them know that they are on notice. Is we are paying attention. We are involved. And if it doesn't go the way we need it to go, then we don't have any use for them. I mean, that's flat out. If I can't trust you to help us with the way we need you to help us in this time, how can you expect us to show up and vote for you to keep your seat? And that's my view. And this is very kind of strong language from me, and I apologize, but it's something that has to be said. We have to have these conversations, and part of this is out of sheer frustration. And there's a couple reps that I've spoken with this morning that I trust and I respect, and they understand my position, and so that's why I'm coming to you, and I'm saying, okay, this is what we can do, guys, and this is the information that I've gotten from them, and so what we can do is we can continue to do what we're doing and moving in the right direction as a group, and we can continue to do what we need to do, but we need to continue to do the work as well. And so that means we need to send emails, we need to send phone calls up there to those House Republicans. We have to let them know that we have their back if they have our back. Okay, that's our message. We have your back. We stand with you if you stand with us. If not, I don't have any use for you then, and I'm not going to support you. And in 2024, you're going to be out of a job. That's my message. So you're either with us or you're against us. And, I don't say this lightly. I understand, Virgil. Okay. But here's the deal. And I say this with a lot of respect, because I respect you. I don't care. And this is my personal opinion. I'm bringing this up for conversation. Okay. Is if we lose those seats because the Republicans don't deny quorum, I would rather take my chances with a Democrat, because at least I know at face value how they're going to vote. Okay. And so that's going to put that work on me and us as Oregon gun owners to be able to figure out a way to maneuver in that situation. Right. I have a really hard time, gritting my teeth and bearing it and voting and helping a Republican when at the end of the day, they sold me out at the 11th hour. That's my position. And it might be incorrect. And if I'm incorrect, let's talk about it. But I feel like I got to trust my intuition here. And I feel that I don't think I'm wrong. And if I am wrong, please correct me and let's talk about it. But I feel that's the way I want to view it. Is we're so close. We're so close. We only need 5 seats in the House and 3 in the Senate. We are so close that we could totally take back Oregon and save Oregon if we can get everybody on the same page. And that means that those House Republicans walk. That's how close we are, and I'm passionate about it because it's something that it matters to me. I put a lot of my time and effort and energy into this stuff, and I'm sick of losing because I don't have much more to lose, and so, I am I wrong? Am I wrong here? Please, if you get where I'm coming from, I would, yeah, Virgil, I've seen that. So yeah, I agree, but that would take a super majority because it has to modify the Oregon Constitution. So that couldn't happen right now. They don't have a super majority. They don't have a super majority until 2022. So, that's where I'm saying is I know enough about the process to be dangerous, right? But I do know a little bit the stuff, and that's why it's really important. Is and this is where I want to kind of push back. Is these are talking points. These are talking points, and while I understand they're a position, the real position that we have is if we really want a united Oregon, we would support those that are going to deny quorum, and then we were going to show up when it comes to their reelection time. That's what we should be doing. And so absolutely, for sure. And that's absolutely. And I understand. I understand. And I guess my question for you is and like, okay, Virgil, I'll preface it like this. So if you were in this seat right now and you had this microphone, this camera, what would your position be? Would you say, I'm willing to take a chance on the supermajority to save the House right now? I guess that would be my question for you. Do I have the right position here? Because obviously I want to see everything from a big picture standpoint. I want to see long term, and absolutely, right here, absolutely. So my question for you, Anna, is what are we going to do to stop this compromise? What are we willing to do? What are we willing to sacrifice to make sure that this just all goes away the way it should have gone? They never should have come back. 2 weeks left in the session. There should have been a special session that dealt with the budget. We should not be talking about all these political issues, right? We should not be having this conversation. We should be celebrating the fact that they can only go back and they can only deal with the budget. That's really what we should be looking at. And I was under the impression we're headed that direction. And I was hoping. And it just seems like there was a change in the last 24 to 48 hours that things, even more, maybe the beginning of this week where things had just changed and they changed so fast. Okay. I respect that, Virgil. So what does that look like for you? What does that take? I think what it takes is a groundswell of support. And I think what that takes is Oregon gun owners that are going to remember the sacrifices that people made and put things on the line when they needed them most. I truly feel that way. I feel that, in Oregon, we do a horrible job about remembering like 2 years down the road. We need to get better at that. We always forget, and especially when it comes to re-election time. But this is something that's, really, really important, and something that we're trying to change. So, okay. Well, I guess it's every man for himself then. I come here, I try to bring information. I try to give people hope. I try to, show people the way through my own personal experience, through my own journeys, through my own learning of this process to be better at who I am and what I do. And I feel like I've made gains. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's enough. I think I don't know what else to do. Well, on that note, I know what I'm going to do. I'm gonna write emails and I'm gonna call. I don't know if it's going to make a difference or not because it seems like the powers that be have the decisions already made up for us as Oregonians, and so we're just supposed to accept our fate. And so if that's, what we choose to do, then that's fine, I guess. I know what I'm going to do. And I'm going to continue to do what I do, is whether it's here or I just want to feel like I can count on people. I want to feel that like my voice does matter, and the people that I'm trying to get into this fight, um I want to feel like their voices matter. I feel like we've made progress, and I feel like, and maybe it's ebbs and flows. Maybe it's like it's good. It's up. We're up sometimes. We're down others. Is just how we deal with these situations. I think that is 100%. So maybe I need to take a few minutes to think about my thoughts and how I respond, because I don't want to say anything emotionally. I definitely don't want to come across as, um I want to be straight with people. I mean, that's the goal. I've built trust with people, and people that support me, and I appreciate that support. So I definitely I want to lead from a position of strength, and not feel like I just got kicked in the teeth, and that's kind of the way I feel. And it's hard. And I mean, we just want this session to go away. There's so many of us that have spent the last year, the last 6 months, just were exhausted. It's been over a year of this just constant barrage, the constant attacks, where we don't know, which way is up, and I completely understand. And it's just a lot. And I know there's people that are inside the building that feel the same way, and they're actually inside the machine. I totally get it, and it's not an easy position to be in for anyone. Especially when, like, there's no reasonableness in any of the situation. It's like literally our way or the highway. Especially when they're talking about stuff they don't even have any working knowledge of. I mean, that's the most frustrating part, is they don't even know what a receiver is. They don't even know what a true ghost gun is, and I think that's the hardest part, is we just continue to lose, and we lose, and what it does, it just makes life more difficult for all of us, and at the end of the day, it doesn't save lives. It just costs us, potentially costs our freedom, and our culture. And this is a cultural thing for us. And that's what we don't understand, is like, we build guns. We've been building guns since before this country. It came out in trial last week. We've been building guns in America since the 1400s, before America was actually America, you know, and we have a rich storied tradition. It's something that I enjoy doing. And they're for my own personal use. I modify, I make it better, and it's just what we do. And so, I just don't understand why, like, I don't know how to get through to people. Like, I thought I had it figured out. I don't think I have it figured out. I feel that, just, um it's frustrating. So I guess all I can do is send an email, and I'm hoping that I'm hoping it resonates the way I need it to resonate. And I'm not gonna I'm gonna speak from my heart, and I'm gonna tell them how it's important to me and my neighbors that, we deny quorum, and that's my position. And that's the position I'm going to take, is, if you need me in 2024, I need you now. And I'm going to be real short and quick and say, I need you, and you need me, and we're in this together. And the only way we can do that is if you help me. If you don't help me, then I can't help you in 2024. So if we lose seats, and we lose seats, it's just the way I feel, because I'm done. I'm done playing. I guess this is me. I guess I got my professional hat off again, because I'm just like, I just, I don't know what to do. I'm just so frustrated. So, I hope I don't lose people's support with this stuff. I just really I really think the compromise was not a compromise. And it's not the compromise we should have had. A good compromise would have been, we'll see you in the special session. That's the position that would have been acceptable for me. And so everything else, you know, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to say, I'm not going to celebrate that, 18-year-olds can buy guns now, right? Because Oregon State Police is denying and delaying people that are 18 to 21. Okay, so you can't tell me that that was a victory. There's 18 to 21-year-olds that are not getting background checks approved right now because Oregon State Police is not running their background checks. So you can't tell me that this is a win. It's not a win. Okay, the preemption law. They're. I would love to see the enforcement numbers. How many people are actually prosecuted for having guns in a grounds adjacent to? I'd be curious to see that. Is that truly something that we're going to hang our hat on as a victory? And that's kind of where I'm at. Let's see this one. And I'm probably just I probably seem really all over the place today, so I apologize. I'm getting information from so many different places, so many different sources, and so what I thought was right as it's coming out of my mouth, it doesn't appear to be right. So it's just like I don't know what to do. To be honest, I'm just going to focus on myself and. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm not gonna. I'm, and so with Virgil, like this guy respect, and so that's where I'm struggling. It's just like I want to do it this way. I want to try it this way, and he's like, no, don't do it this way. And I'm like, what do I do? And so I totally get it. Yeah, I totally get it, and it's just I guess that's kind of my confusion is I just feel that my move, and this is my move, is I'm going to send emails. I'm going to try to set up meetings. I'm going to do the work that I need to do. And absolutely. Dave, no, please no. No, and I get that. And so part of, like, okay, Virgil, here, right here. Give me 1 second. Let me find it so I can highlight it. So this, okay. Oops, wrong one. I'm sorry. Sometimes it happens. Tech. Absolutely, and we don't want you to leave. Like we have good, like, so let me speak to this comment. Is there are some really good people in that building that are here to serve the people and their constituents, and Virgil's one of them. Okay, so and Anna Sharf, she was here earlier. She is another one. Their hearts are in the right place. Okay, and so I don't want them to ever think that I'm trying to attack them, because I'm not. I'm speaking from a place of kind of frustration where I feel that for all the work that we have to look at it. We have to look at the fact that we've put all this work, like all these hours, all these miles, everything to get to this point, to think that we're in good shape and just have that rug pulled out for us. And that's the frustrating part. Okay. And so, that, so, I'm glad you have principles. I just need you to I need your principles to go to others. I need them to share in your principles, because we really need them right now. I guess that's where I'm getting. No. While I appreciate the sentiment, what I need you guys to understand is I have a job that's really, really important, and this is important too, but like my job with the kids, it's because if I don't affect the next generation, we're never ever gonna have guns or gun rights. So like, well, I support, I'm gonna help support and get people involved. Like really, the next generation is my focus. So what I'm trying to do is build this platform, and so yeah, I'm sorry, and it's not directed towards you, Virgil. I want you to understand that I'm like you're my guy up there, so I definitely don't want you to think that I'm like venting on you, because I like, you have helped me so much. So Virgil Osborne, Anna Scharf, they have been instrumental in helping me with this process. They give me information that I don't necessarily wouldn't get, that I was able to give to you guys. So like they have done a lot to help us, and probably, Daryl, we should identify that. And so that's kind of where we're at, is we should be identifying candidates that are ready to go. And we already have the numbers on who's weak. We know who we can target. We can target weak Democrats that just barely won re-election, and that's the thing here, is like, in the way I look at it, and people can agree or not agree with me on this, is if we have representatives that deny quorum, from my perspective, their voters, their base, well, that's going to be a good thing, especially when it comes to 2005, 2002. And so that's what we should be like putting on the radar. It's like, hey, this is really a good thing for you. This is going to help you politically. I know it's going to be uncomfortable because of the media in the short term, but if you can do us this solid, we have to make sure that we show up and vote. I mean, there's 180,000 Republicans that didn't vote in the last election, so that's a real problem, and so that's really unacceptable. 180,000. I mean, that's why we have Measure 114, is because 180,000 people stayed home. And so it's apathy and it's complacency, and it's, I didn't get my way, and so I'm not going to vote. I'm going to burn my ballot. That's why we're in this position. And so, I mean, we did the math, and there was only 4,500 votes that separated all the people that won closer elections in the House. 4,500 votes across the state. That's a total. And that's, I forget how many seats that was. I want to say it was 8 seats. Like literally, there's one person that won by 300 votes. I mean, we could easily take that person out, and this right here, this is the $1 million. This is the $1 million comment right here, is party leadership. They do not know how to win. They do not know how to engage with younger voters. They do not know how to, get people rallied behind the cause. This right here is, so Jamie, brilliant conversation, brilliant comment. And so, that's right here is, I'm going to close with this, is we have to look at the leadership, right? The leadership, they haven't won in 30 years yet. They're going to run the same candidate 6 times in a row. Okay. And wonder why we don't win. So it's time for something new. Time for our House Republicans to stand strong and know that we support them to deny quorum. And this is the move that we need, and we will make sure that we support them when it's time for them to keep their jobs. That's kind of what I advocate, and it might be wrong, it might not be right, but it's really all we have, to be honest with you. Our only option is to run out this clock until June 25th. So we should be watching OLIS every day to see what the status of these bills are. They're going to move very, very quickly. House Bill 2005 is already It's already making moves. It's already went to rules. It's coming out of rules. It's going all these different directions, which makes it really hard for us to, when it's finally time to do a floor vote. We're going to have to figure out how we get there quick enough where we can be in the galley like we did before, to put a face to this overreach. And it's a lot of work. It really is. All we needed this thing is to just go away, come back, focus on the budget like we really need them to focus on. And so, that's kind of where I'm at. So that's Jamie, thank you. That was a really great comment. And so any other questions? I'll put all the information in this video. Let's email our reps and say, hey, we need you to deny quorum, and we need you to do what's right to help. And we're not going to compromise. Like, we've compromised enough. I guess, okay, I'll leave you with this thought. When have they ever given a right back to us? Okay. Why is it that we're always bending and breaking to give more and more? When have they returned something? Okay. That would have been a compromise. Instead of saying, oh yeah, we only got you the ghost gun. Well, why didn't you reduce my cost to get a concealed handgun license? Why didn't you say it's okay for me to do this or that? Like, those are the compromises we should be talking about. That's a real compromise, where they want something, we get something in return. Okay. This is all lip service. And so where I'm looking, and when I'm looking long picture and big picture, I want to restore a right as opposed to continue to lose a right. So that's the only way and that's what I'm going to gauge as success in this situation, right? Is the only success I'm going to gauge is one where I get something. Absolutely. 100%. You have my attention right there. I mean, obviously this is on the federal level, but that would be a win. And that's what I'm looking for. I want to restore rights. I do not want to continue to lose rights. That's the only thing I'm against. Okay. And so, that's kind of where we're, so Beth, the media doesn't care. They do not care. We tried so hard. We had Alicia was on TV, which was great. We tried so hard to get them to write information about this stuff, and it just does not fit their narrative. It does not fit who they want to talk about. And so, that's kind of where we're at is, Jack, I appreciate it. This one's a little off the rails, I tell you. this one's been a rough one, so I apologize. I sound like a rambling idiot. Which I had a guy comment like, "Go be a rambling idiot." Like, I'm like, dude, I just worked 60 hours. It was like 11 o'clock at night when I did the update. Like, cut me some slack. Like, I'm not perfect. I fail a lot, but it's like, come on, dude. Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. And to be honest with you, let's highlight this one. Lynn County Republicans, right? It's the Republican senators are helping them do that. So, thank you for that. I'm glad to have you here so you can kind of, get on your soapbox and try to help, but didn't really help. So, happy Friday, everybody. So, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to get back to my work, but I want to give you this kind of update. I'm going to send some emails. I hope you guys do as well. It's challenging today. So, but I appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate you guys being a part of this, and don't give up. Don't lose hope. That's all I can say is don't lose hope. Understand. Lonnie, so how can we do that? What can we do better? I mean, why are people so absolutely happy Father's Day? Um, why why do you think people are unaware? You know, it baffles me. You think people just check out and they just don't care or what? Like, because I got to figure out a way that we reach them, and how do we do that? And so, you know, I'm not going to take any more time, but just I'll leave you on that thought. So send your emails, tell your House representatives to deny quorum, and happy Father's Day and happy Friday. So have a great day, and we will talk soon. Thank you.